Hi, welcome to yoga. Today I'm going to share with you a yin practice, and the focus for our practice today is going to be our heart. So opening the heart space, stimulating the heart meridian as well. So it's going to help to improve your posture, elevate your mood, and in Chinese medicine the heart is associated with joy and vitality, so also hopefully bring a little bit more of that into your lives as well. And for your practice today, you'll need either a yoga bolster or a couple of blocks, and also a strap as well. So when you're ready and you've got your props sorted somewhere close by, you can make your way onto your back. It's going to be quite a slow practice, so if you want to put on some nice relaxing music to help you sort of soften and relax, then please feel free, taking the time to get yourself comfortable. So when you're lying on the floor, stretch your arms out to the side. Feel that grounding through the back of the shoulders. And then start to connect with your breath. So breathing in, breathing out fully. As you breathe in, notice the rise of your belly as you fill the lungs up from the bottom. And as you breathe out, let your navel sink back down towards your spine. Just giving your breath your full attention. And then when you're ready, start to open up the eyes. You're going to hug your right knee in towards your chest. And then stretch out your left leg. When you're ready, start to open up the eyes. And lift your knees in towards you. Squeeze your knees down towards your chest. And maybe a gentle rocking from side to side. And then we're going to come over into a twist. So take your knees all the way over to the right. Let your upper body roll over to the right as well. So you can hold your knees with your right hand. Your left hand reaches all the way over to the right. And then as you inhale, lift that hand up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, make your way into your twist. So see if you can let your gaze fall over towards that left hand. Try and find as much length as you can in your left arm. So you're just trying to bring the back of your shoulder down towards the floor. But opening up through the chest as much as you can. And we're going to come back to center. So breathing in to lift it up and out. So we're going to do that twice more. Inhale. So as you breathe in and reach your arm up, try and straighten your arm as much as you can. So finding that length in the arm. And then breathing out to open into your twist. Once more, inhale to come up. Exhale back to the start. So moving really slowly to start to develop that mind-body connection. On your next breath in. And out. I'm going to pause here for a few breaths. So really breathing into the chest. And as you breathe out, try and get nice and heavy through the back of that left shoulder. If you like, you can slide your left hand up towards the top of the mat. So keep the back of the hand on the floor or softening down towards the floor. Sliding your hand up, and that's just going to bring the stretch a little bit more into the side of the body. then if that arm's lifted, we're going to slide it back so it's in line with your shoulders, and we'll come all the way back to the start. Then when you're ready, you can roll onto your back, hug the knees in once again, maybe a little bit of rocking from side to side. And then we'll take everything over to the left side. So knees come down to the floor, rolling over onto your left. Left hand holds the top of your knees. Stretch your right arm over to the left. Breathe in. Stretch that arm up, so growing long, fingertips reaching up. And then breathing out. Shoulder comes back to the floor. Reaching out through fingertips. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Lifting up, we'll come back to the start. Exhaling, rolling onto your left side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, opening into your twist. Once more, inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. Inhale. Exhale. And then pausing in your twist. So each time you breathe out, this shoulder softens closer to the floor or grounds down more securely onto the floor. Find length through your right arm. And then when you're ready, maybe slide that hand a little bit further up towards the top of the mat. And nice, steady breaths. One more breath. And we'll slide that hand back down to shoulder height and roll all the way back to your left side. Coming onto your back again. Squeeze the knees in towards you, gently rocking from side to side. And then we'll come all the way up to sitting. So coming to a nice cross-legged seat. Sitting nice and tall, so crown of the head lifting, shoulders softening down. We'll just take a couple of neck circles. So you bow your chin down towards your chest and then roll your chin over to your left shoulder. And back to center and over to the right. Just noticing anywhere in the neck and the top of the shoulders that feels tight. Just let your arms be relaxed. Your shoulders softening down away from the ears. And then coming back to center, take your right hand out to the side. So hand somewhere in line with your hips. Gently press down into that hand, and then we're going to open up through the left hand. So think about drawing your shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, reach up. So take a deep breath into the left side of the body, and then we'll move over into our side stretch. So reaching up and over through those fingertips. You can take a bend in that bottom elbow and keep your neck nice and soft. So I find it helpful to keep the chin or the head moving to help that tension in the neck unravel. So you inhale, lift all the way back to center. Take the arms out wide, moving into another twist. So twisting to your left. So as you breathe out, draw your navel in towards your spine. So as you do that, you're going to sit a little bit taller and then start to move your arms and the whole of your upper body over to the left. So keep reaching out through the hands as you move into your twist, and then your left hand comes behind, your right hand's going to come over towards your left knee or your thigh. Breathe in to sit taller. As you breathe out, once again draw your navel in towards your spine. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other as you push your heart forward between the line of your shoulders. Maybe take the gaze behind you as well. One more breath, sitting taller, maybe twisting a little bit deeper. Slowly bring your gaze back to center. When you get there, we'll shrug the shoulders a couple of times, and then we'll come into that little sequence on the other side. So this time left hand to the floor, grounding down through that left hand, opening up through your right shoulder. Inhale, start to lift up, finding that length through the right side of the body, keeping your neck soft as we come all the way over. So keep leaning back slightly into that right shoulder and keep the neck soft. 3 breaths. Try and make your breath really nice and slow. So how we breathe has a huge effect on how we feel. And the more we can slow down the breath, the calmer we'll become. And your next inhalation, you're going to float back up to center. Take the arms out wide, draw the shoulder blades slightly towards each other, and then as you exhale, we're going to twist to the other side. So as you twist, lead with your right shoulder. So you're moving your right shoulder blade in towards your spine, and then right hand comes behind, left hand comes all the way to your right knee. Push down into the floor, draw your navel in, and then start to move a little bit further into your twist. So that hand that's behind you, have it quite close in towards your lower back, so you can push down to sit taller. Maybe take your gaze behind you. And then we'll bring the gaze back to center, let the arms unravel, and we'll come all the way forwards into a child's pose. So you're going to take your feet toward the back of your mat, toes together, knees towards the edges of your mat, so knees nice and wide, and then we'll slide the hands all the way up towards the top of the mat. So nice long arms. See if you can keep your bum in contact with your heels. Or if it's not there, just get nice and heavy through the hips. So hips softening down towards the feet. Breathing into that space between the shoulder blades or behind the heart. Gently pushing hands down into the floor. Take your gaze forward. I'm going to push up into a tabletop position. So we'll begin with knees under hips, so bring your knees in slightly from your child's pose. Take your hands under your shoulders to begin with. And this time we're going to take the hands a little bit further forward, so you can move each of your hands about 1 hand span in front of where they were in your tabletop position. We'll kind of come into some spinal rolls here. So start by arching your back up, and then move your shoulders forward. And that's going to give your hips some space to lower down towards the floor. And then we'll start to draw the shoulders back as we take the gaze up. So slightly activating the glutes as you come into that back bend. And then we're going to exhale. Send the sit bones back towards the heels. Keep the hands where they are. Keep the arms nice and straight. Right, Right, so lifting up again, rounding through the upper back as shoulders come forward. Lower the hips, and then draw the shoulders back. So shoulder blades moving towards each other and down the back. Engage the glutes, take your gaze forward. So just moving through that wave of motion a few more times at your own speed. Exhale as you come forwards. Keep your gaze back towards your knees to begin with. And then when you've lowered the hips, shoulders move back, lift your gaze. Exhale. Lifting the hips, rounding the upper back, really push down into the hands. And then opening through the front of the chest, pushing down into those hands. And then we'll just come all the way back to our tabletop. Maybe move the hips from side to side, if that helps to release any tension that may have built up in your back. And then we're going to take either our bolster or our blocks. I'm going to use my bolster. Place it towards the top of your mat. So from your tabletop position, you're going to take the forearms onto your bolster. So try and have your arms about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to take hands into prayer. So as we come down into our puppy pose, you might find your elbows want to sort of slide out to the side. But see if you can keep your upper arms drawing in towards your ears. So hands into prayer. Start to lower your head down towards the floor. Softening the center of the chest down towards the ground. So you can maybe draw your hips back slightly. The higher you can keep your hips, the more you're going to feel that stretch in your back. And when you're ready, you can start to lift the hands and bring your thumbs towards the back of your neck. So if you're using blocks, you'll have one block under each of your elbows. But try and have your blocks shoulder width apart, so just far enough apart, and so that your head can come down between your elbows. But again, try to encourage the upper arms to stay close to the ears. So we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Really slowing the breath down. Maybe closing down the eyes. So you can really notice how that feels in the body. And then we'll slowly straighten the arms again. You can push down into your bolster or the blocks. You come back onto the forearms, and then we'll move all the way back into our tabletop position. And when you get into your tabletop position, gently round your upper back into an angry cat. Take a couple of breaths there. So nice and straight through the arms. Relax your neck as much as you can. See if you can get your ears to hang almost in line with your upper arms. Come back to your tabletop. You can move your props towards the front of your mat if you're still using them. And we'll come to thread the needle now. So as you inhale, take your right arm up, and finding that twist through the upper back. And then as you exhale, your right arm threads all the way under your left. Try and keep your hips stacked over your knees. You can slide your left hand up towards the top of the mat. Notice if your hips have drifted over to the left. And if they have, try and pull them back to center. Once again, take your breath into that space behind the heart. Push your bottom hand down into the floor. So grounding down through that right shoulder. We'll take 3 slow breaths. Again, keep encouraging those hips back to center. Pushing down into your left hand and the back of your right arm. And then slowly draw your left hand back towards you. Press down as we unravel. Once again, gently, mindfully taking that right arm up. Come back to your tabletop position, and once again, you can maybe take a couple of spinal rolls. You can maybe move the hips from side to side. And then we'll come to thread the needle on the other side. So starting from that nice neutral spine, we'll inhale to take the left arm up. Exhale, thread your left arm all the way under your right. And come down onto the left side of your face. And slide your right hand up towards the top of the mat. Once again, center your hips. So if you can't feel the stretch towards the upper back, you can try sliding your bottom hand a little bit further away from you, and that's going to increase the stretch in your thoracic spine, or the twist, I should say, in your thoracic spine. So coming back to that steady breath. Two more breaths. And slowly bring your right hand back under your shoulder, lifting up through the chest. Left hand lifts. And come back down to center. Once again, moving the hips in any way that feels nice. And then we're going to come all the way down onto the floor. So you can swoop your chest low, all the way down onto the belly, untuck the toes. And we'll take the hands out wide. So coming into a sort of variation of cobra. So hands in line with the shoulders, slightly wider than your mat. Forehead touching the ground. Then as you inhale, push your feet down. Start to peel your chest. So you can start with the elbows high. And then as you peel your chest off the floor, your elbows pull down and in towards the body. Exhale, float down. Inhale to lift. So elbows move down, shoulder blades move down as well. Exhale. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to lift our upper body up into a sphinx. So this time we take our hands forward with the palms of the hands shoulder width apart, forearms on the mat. So you can have your elbows under your shoulders. If you're really tight through your back today, you can maybe move your elbows a little bit further from your shoulders. You should be able to gently push the hands down into the floor, but also feel as if you're pulling your elbows slightly back towards your lower ribs. Lift up through the crown of the head. Take your gaze somewhere directly in front of you. Try to keep that length through the neck to begin with. If you're feeling this in your lower back, you can maybe think about moving your elbows a little further forward, push your lower ribs down and pull your heart forward instead, and that should take this back bend further up into the thoracic spine, which is our target area for today. So you can try and soften the shoulders down away from the ears. And then you can start to bow your head forward, but try and keep that position with the upper back. And we can then roll our head all the way around to the left. And you can start to bend your left foot, so gazing at your left foot. And then we'll switch sides. Roll your head back to center, so chin towards chest. And then over towards the right shoulder, bending your right foot. A few more of those, moving at your own speed. So enjoying that stretch through the neck and the shoulders. Once more on the right side, coming back to your Sphinx, once more pushing down into the elbows to pull the heart forward, and then we'll exhale, coming all the way down. Make a little pillow for your head with your hands. You can rock your hips from side to side. And we'll come into a child's pose for a counter pose for that. So pushing down into the hands. Slowly bring your hips back towards your heels. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Slowly come up to kneeling. Lifting the chest, sitting for a moment with your shoulders above your hips, noticing how you feel. Now we're going to take the strap. So we'll start by taking a nice wide grip on the strap. And from your kneeling position, we're going to lift that strap all the way up and then take it behind you. So you should feel a nice deep stretch through the front of the chest. If you can't keep your arms straight, just widen your grip slightly. If you don't feel that stretch, then move the hands a little bit closer together. Close down the eyes. Breathe in to the front of the chest. Keep your chin nice and level, so almost drawing your chin back slightly. Tuck in your lower ribs as well. So this is all about just stretching through the chest rather than finding a back bend, as might feel like your body wants to move into. 2 more breaths. And then reach up, come all the way forwards. And then take your hands closer together, so more like shoulder width, maybe a little bit further apart than shoulder width. And we're going to lift the arms up once again. And then this time, you're going to turn around so you can see what's happening. You're going to bend your left elbow, and your right arm is going to come sort of diagonally back and behind you. So see if you can keep your right arm straight. Hold the strap and pull your left elbow up towards the center line of your body, so up towards the top of the head. Again, try and keep your lower ribs tucked in. Try and keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. 2 more slow breaths. And then when you're ready, lift all the way back up to center And we'll switch sides. So this time your left arm bends, your right arm pulls diagonally back. So left elbow pulling in towards the centre of the body. Shoulders stay stacked over your hips. A nice straight spine, so not arching the lower back overly, just lifting the elbow, finding that stretch into the shoulders. 2 more breaths. Inhale, all the way up. Release your strap. Just shrug the shoulders a couple of times. And then setting up for our final resting pose. Again, you can use your bolster or your blocks. So you're going to lie your bolster lengthways along your mat. If you're using blocks, you're going to do the same. So you're going to have one block to support your head and one block to support your thoracic spine. So the lower block is going to go sort of somewhere between the shoulder blades, sort of around the bra strap area of the back. And the other block is going to be supporting your head. So once you've set up your props, sit a little way in front of it. So you've got space between your lower back and either your block or your bolster. Take your hands to the floor. Bring your knees together to begin with, so feet slightly wide, knees resting against each other. And then start to lay yourself down. So the back of your head is supported. Once you get onto your props and you're feeling nice and comfortable, stretch your arms out, turn the palms of your hands up, and then rest your forearms down on the floor again. So you can keep your legs where they are, or you can come into a Baddha Konasana with the lower body, so soles of the feet together, with knees softening out to the side. Coming back to that nice steady breath. Gentle opening through the top of the chest. Softening through the shoulders. Each time you breathe out, see if you can relax your shoulders any further. So using the breath to allow the tension in your body to unravel. So pausing in this position for as long as you have time, maybe even pausing the video. And when you're ready to come out, then slowly lift the legs back to center if they were in Supta Baddha Konasana. Turn your palms of the hands down towards the floor. Gently push up to come back to your comfortable seat. So when you get back to sitting, hopefully you've got time just to take a moment, sitting in stillness, noticing how you feel after your practice. Notice if your mood has lifted. Notice if there's more of an ease in your body as you sit. Thank you for letting me guide you this morning. Namaste.